Good day everyone. For today's video, I'm going to share with you what is evaluation for instructional materials. So external evaluation aims to examine the organization of the material as stated explicitly by the authors of the publisher. This type of evaluation analyzes what the book tells about itself by looking at the blurb, the introduction, and the table of contents. Through external evaluation, information in the following may be called intended audience, proficiency level, context in which the materials are to be used, and more. Internal evaluation covers an in-depth investigation of the value of the material in relation to its objectives, principles, lesson design, and assessment procedures. At this stage, the evaluator analyzes the extent to which claims in the introduction and blurbs actually match up with the internal consistency and organization of the materials. In order to perform effective internal evaluation of the material, at least two units of book or a set of materials need to be inspected. The following information may be analyzed: presentation of the skills in the material, grading and sequencing of skills, authentic or artificial dialogues for speaking, relationships of tasks and exercises to learner needs and course content, provision for different learning styles and self-study motivation for the learners. An overall evaluation analyzes the value of the material in relation to its usability, generalizability, and adaptability, flexibility. So what is usability? How far could a material be integrated into particular syllabus as core or as supplementary material? Then how much of the material could be used by individual or by a group of people? Adaptability: can parts be added, extracted, used in another context, or modified for local circumstances? Flexibility: how rigid are sequencing and grading? Can the material be used in different ways, or can they be entered in different parts? So what is instructional adaptations? Are changes that teachers make to the classroom environment that provide students with equal access to the curriculum. Adaptations include accommodations or changes made to the way a student learns, as well as modifications, which are changes to the actual learning content. So what is the reason for adapting materials? Instructional materials should generally be authentic and communicative, and even if they are already nearly perfect, adaptation of materials nevertheless happens. Here are some reasons for materials adaptation: not enough grammar coverage in general, not enough practice of grammar points of particular difficulty to learners. The communicative focus means that grammar is presented unsystematically. Reading passages contain too much unknown vocabulary, and so on. So what is principle and procedures for adapting materials? There are points to remember in adapting materials. First, adaptation can be seen as a kind of matching process or congruence, where techniques are selected according to the aspect of the material that needs alteration. Second, content can be adapted using a range of techniques, or conversely, a single technique can be applied to different content areas. Third, adaptation can have both quantitative and qualitative effects. Fourth, techniques can be used individually or in combination with others. Personalizing materials refers to increasing the relevance of content in relation to learners' interest and their academic, educational, or professional needs. In individualizing addresses the learning styles of both the individuals and of the members of a class working together. Localizing takes into account the international geography of English language teaching and recognizes that what may work well in one region may work in another. Adapting textbooks. Most teachers are not creators of teaching materials but providers of good materials, according to Dudley Evans and St. John 1988, suggests that a good provider of materials will be able to select appropriately from what is available, be creative with what is available, modify activities to suit learners' needs, and supplement by providing extra activities and extra input. Commercial textbooks can seldom be used without some form of adaptation to make them more suitable for the particular context in which they will be used. This adaptation may take a variety of forms. While modifying content, Content may need to be changed because it does not suit the target learners, perhaps because of factors related to the learner's age, gender, social class, occupation, religion, or cultural background. Modifying, including rewriting and restructuring, refers to the internal change in the approach or focus of an exercise. Rewriting is done when some linguistic content needs modification. It is currently the most frequently done because there is a need for the materials to be more communicative. Restructuring applies to classroom management. For many teachers who are required to strictly follow a course book, changes in the structuring of the class are sometimes the only kind of adaptation that is realistically possible. So, modifying tasks, exercise, and activities may need to be changed to give them additional focus. A listening activity may focus only on listening for information so that students listen a second or third time for different purpose. An activity may be extended to provide opportunities for more personal practice. Addressing omissions, the text may omit items that the teacher feels are important. For example, a teacher may add vocabulary activities or grammar activities to a unit. Extending task exercises may contain insufficient practice, and additional practice tasks may need to be added. Subtracting means reducing the amount of the material. Abridging happens when the material is not only subtracted but is replaced with something else that does not alter the balance of the lesson or the material. So, topic one, inclusivity in materials preparation and evaluation. Inclusivity, the concept of appropriating for the marginalized sector of the society. Handicap, with physical, emotional, and mental learning disabilities. Children, age, women, gender, indigenous people, ethnicity, people of color, race, the poor, the third world, economics. Inclusive curriculum. An inclusive curriculum develops an awareness of the issues of marginalization, voices the concerns of the marginalized sector, is sensitive to and responsive to the needs of the marginalized, the subaltern, enhances critical thinking through issue-based teaching and learning processes, generally employs contact learning, portfolio assessment, multiple intelligences theory, cooperative learning strategies, constructive principles. So why consider inclusivity in materials preparation and evaluation? Language determines thought and behavior patterns of people. Language reflects values of society. Instructional materials have lasting influences in propagating sexism,